Working with comma-separated values or CSV files is a common task in Python, especially when dealing with data. To work with CSV files, you'll need to import the CSV module, which provides functions for reading from and writing to CSV files. From this code here, you can see I have imported the CSV module and I created a list containing 4 lists. The first list is the headers, name, age, and location. The rest of the list contain a name, age, and location of a person. We will open a CSV file using a with statement and the open function and give it write permissions, but we also pass in the keyword argument new line equals an empty string. Setting new line equal to an empty string in the open function when working with CSV files is necessary for cross-platform compatibility. In some operating systems, such as Windows, the new line character is represented as \r\n, while in systems like Linux and Mac OS, it is represented as just \n. By setting new line equals an empty string, you tell Python to handle new line characters in a universal way. Now when I run this, the data.csv file will be created and added to the Explorer. And when I click the run button here, you'll see data.csv pop up over here, and if I open it up, we have our name, age, and location, and then we have our 3 people containing their name, age, and their location. Now that we have our data.csv created, I'm going to remove this code and replace it with this here. We can read data from a CSV file by passing R in for mode and using the csv.reader method. The csv.reader method returns a list containing the comma-separated values for each row. Under the with statement, I have csv_reader equals csv.reader to create a variable that I can access the attributes of the CSV reader with, and a for loop to iterate over each row in the CSV and print it. When I run that, we'll see that I get these 4 lists down here. This is our header information containing name, age, and location, and then our 3 people with their names, ages, and locations. We can also append new data to the CSV file by opening the file in append mode and writing new data to the CSV writer. So I'm going to replace this code here. I've created some new data lists containing a name, age, and location for 3 new people. And then with open data.csv, I am using the append mode. And again, I have my new line equals an empty string. And here I have csv_writer equals csv.writer. And I am doing csv_writer dot write rows, and I'm passing in the new data. So when I run this, and then I go into my data.csv, you'll see that I have added these 3 new names to the end of it, and I have 6 names, ages, and locations total now. You may already have a CSV file that has headers, and you can read data from a CSV file using the csv.dictReader method. So if I replace this code here with this, the csv.dictReader maps the information in each row to a dictionary whose keys are given the optional field names parameter. If the field names parameter is omitted, the values in the first row of the CSV file will be used, and the original ordering is preserved. So what I have here is I am opening my data.csv with read permissions, and I have this field names list, which contains my header information of name, age, and location. And then I have csv_reader equals csv.dictReader, and I am passing in the file and the optional field names. And then here, I am checking to make sure that my CSV reader is not on line num equal 1, because that is our header row, and I don't want to output the header. I just want to output the dictionaries with each of the people's information. So when I run this, you'll see that I get dictionaries containing the key value pairs, name, Alice, age 25, location, New York, and similarly for the other 5 people. And if I were to remove this little piece of code right here and run this, you'll see that it will output this header one here that has the key value pairs of name and name, age and age, and location and location. So that's why I had the if CSV reader.line num is not equal to 1, so that it's every row but the header. So I'm going to get that back in there so I don't print the header row again, but I'm going to change my print statement to now print the information that it's in there, and I'm going to use the header information to access the actual values. So when I run this now, I get the outputs of just strings that are not in a dictionary. These are just the values that I've accessed using these keys up here. And since for the dictReader method, field names is optional, if I were to remove it here and run this again, we'll see that it still prints the same output with no issues. We can also open or create a CSV file and write data that uses the keys in a dictionary as headers using the csv.dictWriter method. So I'm going to paste in some new code here where I've created a new set of data containing dictionaries with key value pairs. And then my open statement here is got write permissions. Unlike the dictReader method, the dictWriter method requires an argument for the field names parameter. So I created a list containing the keys from the dictData dictionary to pass in as field names. After creating the dictWriter, I will call the writeHeaders method to put the headers in the file, then call the writeRows method and pass in the dictData dictionary. When I run this code, we will see a new CSV file created in the Explorer that contains the data in the dictionary. When I run this, we'll see that dictdata.csv popped up over here. And if I open this, it has the name, age, and location header, and then the information for the 3 people that I passed in. Just like we did with the csv.writer method, we can append new data to the CSV file that has headers. Going to replace this data. I've created a new dictData list containing 3 dictionaries with key value pairs with name, age, and location as the keys. In my with statement here, I am opening the file with the append mode. And you'll notice this time I do not have csv_writer.writeHeaders because we are appending data and I don't want to put the headers back in a second time. So if I go up here and run this and then look in our dict_data.csv, you'll see that we have 3 new entries for Jill, Ethan, and Leon. The examples that I just showed here were really only scratching the surface of working with CSV files or data in general in Python. The built-in CSV module is a great place to start, but there are third-party modules such as pandas that give you a flexibility to do a lot more. And if you are trying to get into data analytics or machine learning, stuff like that, you're going to want to learn how to use CSV files. So I encourage you to find a module, even if it's the built-in CSV module that you can practice with to learn and understand how to import and export and just work with CSV data.